Hi, it's Tony at Victor Litz Music Center here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. I'm going to show you 3 guitars today, as I always do. I'm in the acoustic room here at Victor Litz Music Center. And what we do is show you 3 guitars, talk about them, bring them up close to the camera, maybe a little history behind something, and then leave it at that. They're down and dirty, simple, one-take only videos, no edits, no anything like that. Then, if you like what you see, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Please leave us a comment. Please subscribe. It's fun. If you like guitars, I'm going to bring you tons of different guitars and basses all the time. Practically every day, I bring you 3 different guitars. But jumping right in where we've left off from before, here's the first Ovation guitar. And this is kind of a setup because this Ovation guitar will then, after I finish this row and this row down here, I'm going to move over to that wall again where more Ovation guitars are, because we just got a replenishment order. But here's an Ovation. It is a spalted maple top guitar. You probably know Ovation as the Roundback Lyrachord, fiberglass, man-made material, whatever you want to call it. These are very, very contemporary, excellent playing. The playability on them is wonderful. And Ovation always had been a really good playing guitar. But this guitar is all fancy and neat. I'll talk about Ovation guitars for 2 seconds. That we've been a dealer forever and ever. It seems like Victor Litz Music Center's been here since 1961. But in like 1965, Charles Kaman had Kaman Aircraft or Kaman Aerospace, depending on what you look up and what it says the name of the company was. But he was a guitar player, and he had figured they were doing helicopters in Connecticut, and apparently this material, or at least the original stuff they were using in 65 through 67 when they first got started, is from helicopter blades. So they made these guitars, started in 65, like 1967, history says, is when they sold some of the first guitars. And then they latched onto and got Glenn Campbell, and it made it huge and popular. Bob Marley played one, and a whole bunch of different people have played. Melissa Etheridge, and there's a number of signature models. But on Ovation guitars, this Roundback thing was a love-hate. And, we've had people that used to come in and go, I don't want no damn plastic guitar. And other people are like, heck yeah, that's an acoustic electric guitar. I can perform with that and do the acoustic solo thing, and we're playing a band. So they've been successful for us, been successful for them. Whether you hate them or love them or not, that's an Ovation guitar. But more about the company, as they started from 65 to 67 in the guitar biz. That's Kaman Aerospace. Then somehow or another they bought, and it's vague when they got it, but I'm sure there's an exact date. C. Bruno and Sons was a distributor of lots of musical instruments, and they had all the accessories, bought them for years. I'm still personal friends with the current Fender rep that was with, and I can remember the day we met him in like 1982. He came in, and he was as young as I was, and they were turning over the strings or the hands from the previous sales rep from C. Bruno and Sons. It was the old-fashioned, almost vacuum cleaner salesman. They'd come in with a catalog, and they would go through the catalog, bring you samples, and Bill Malambry was the sales rep then. He'd bring us a pen. Just every time he'd visit, every couple of weeks, he'd bring us one of his pens and leave it on the counter. And, we got to know those folks really, really well. Well, that was C. Bruno and Ovation were now a company. It became then sometime later KMC, Kaman Music Corporation, and it still is in existence today. But then in 2008, it was that Fender bought this KMC Corporation. At that time had Ovation and Takamine and Latin Percussion and CB Drums and a bunch of other brands. So now Ovation is in Fender's hands. Fender kind of stopped making American-made ones, and it kind of went by the wayside, and they weren't doing any production. And a company, Gewa or Gewa, Gewa, bought the company, and that is who distributes and does Ovation guitars today. They were right out our back door. They were 5 minutes away, maybe 7 minutes away. In fact, I lived about 2 minutes from the distribution facility for Gewa. They've moved back to Connecticut, where the Ovation factory was to begin with. So that's where Gewa is today, and they do plenty of other products. They were really like a violin and cello and upright bass accessory and musical instrument distributor, but they bought the Ovation guitars. In fact, the people from Gava, because they were so close and we were doing Ovation at the time, they came in to check out the guitars, full knowledge of, and I showed them a bunch of Ovation guitars. Before they bought the company, they came in, they talked to us about the Ovation guitars, and I'm going, hell yeah, they're still viable. It's, there's a market for it. People want those. So that's what we know about Ovation guitars and the business and the history behind it. It's all fun. Let's show you this one up close. Spalted maple. Okay, spalted maple was a huge fad 15 years ago. We were seeing mandolins, ukuleles, guitars, basses, even spalted maple furniture that was related to the music business, whether it was guitar stands and stuff. But they've evolved all the way to the electronics are right here, battery access. This particular one, you wonder, how do you reach inside and do any adjustments or neck adjustments or anything when they've got the elite style sound holes? They put an access panel right there on the back. Okay. This one's kind of got a soft V-neck. There's the headstock. There's the logo, gold tuners. Okay. They put a little skid pad so it doesn't roll off your knee. People say, I can't play the Roundback guitar. Well, if you stand with a guitar strap, it's certainly doable. If you're sitting, this really helps it from slipping away. Okay, it's an excuse. It's a similar excuse to, I can't play, my fingers are too fat. Well, if you could play, you could play. If you can't, like me, I cannot play very well. It's nothing to do with your thickness of your finger or whether you've got a belly and it rolls away or not, it's playable. Next guitar, because I do 3 guitars a day. I could have left it just with 1 guitar because I got so deep into the Ovation, but we're still proud to have them. I think they're neat. I'm a fan. There's certain people that I go to the guitar shows and deal with, vintage dealers and such and such. And if it ain't Fender and Gibson, they don't want anything to do with it. Well, Ovation's still a viable thing if you ask me. But here's a Yamaha silent guitar, completely different. These guitars have been around plenty long enough. These wings come off, so this body fits into a gig bag. It looks like you're carrying a shotgun, but they totally come apart, snap into a sides when you put it together, volume and tone controls, and a number of other features. You can plug music into these and play along with it with headphones, plug it out to a performance. Travel is the name of the game on this. Volume, treble, auxiliary in, a blend between 2 pickups, and then a bass control and effects. It's got reverb and a few other effects. I'm not sure you can see that. Okay, that is a Yamaha silent guitar. They call them silent guitar, but it's really a travel guitar. We have these from time to time. I'm looking now, maybe we don't, but we stock them in steel string and nylon string. Okay. 3rd guitar, keeping my tradition going. That's 3 guitars a day, and that's 2-day. Epiphone. Okay. Hummingbird Pro Ebony, right? Acoustic electric guitar, famous Hummingbird pickguard, dreadnought body shape, all black, white binding on the top and back, what I call an upside down bridge. I'll bring that up close. The nice inlays, bound neck, big headstock, Grover tuners. Look at the bridge and the pickguard. I'll leave it here for a second. That bridge is upside down. Well, Gibson did it, and Epiphone being part of Gibson now. But there is the Hummingbird on the pickguard. Got it? There you have it for today. Victor Litz Music Center in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Appreciate you checking it out. Please stay tuned for future videos. I'll do 3 a day. Look at all our previous videos if you'd like. I've got a few hundred electric guitars, it feels like, out there that we've already done videos on. This is the acoustic room. In the next few days, I'll be finishing up and wrapping up the acoustic room and moving on to the bass guitar wall. We probably have 100 bass guitars out there on the wall. Anything you might like from Victor Litz Music Center, we're here 7 days a week. You can call us. We're old-fashioned. We'll answer the phones. We'll put you on hold. We'll run around the store. We'll get information, bring it back to the phone. Or you can email us, and we'll do our best to reply. But we're old-fashioned. It's a lot easier just on the phone. I know all this technology. Why don't we just email and stand behind and hide behind? No, call us. We'll answer the questions. We'll do our very, very best to help you. We buy, sell, trade. We'll buy all of your used gear. We'll buy one item at a time or an entire collection, whether it's an estate or whether you're just ready to move on and get something else. We are famous for special purchases. We will go to the ends of the sales supply chain to buy out collections. We bought out a number of other music stores that close up. We love doing that, bringing the deals. We pass them on. We don't try to get rich on it. We want to flip it quick, make a little bit, stay in business, make a living, keep going. So enough for me rambling. It's Victor Litz Music Center in Gaithersburg, Maryland. We certainly appreciate you checking it out and you checking all the videos that we've got from the past and the future. We've got a lot to bring, a lot to show, and we'll continue to do it because we get excited about guitars. We love guitars, and we're not just guitars. We're guitars, amps, drums, keyboards, pro sound, band instruments, buy, sell, trade, lessons, rentals, repairs. End of that. Thank you for checking it out. Please come see Victor Litz Music and have a great day.